Imagine a device that sits silently on your desk, smaller than a stack of coasters, yet possesses more raw computing power than the most expensive workstations from just a few short years ago. This is the promise of the 2026 Mac Mini with the M5 chip, a machine that is currently sending shockwaves through the tech supply chain and leaving potential buyers in a state of absolute paralysis. For months, we have seen whispers and high-level leaks, but now, the picture is becoming terrifyingly clear. Apple isn't just iterating. They're preparing to cannibalize their own high-end lineup to ensure the Mac Mini remains the undisputed king of value. The stakes have never been higher because for the first time, the Mini branding might actually be a lie. Inside that compact chassis, Apple is reportedly testing a thermal architecture so efficient that it allows the M5 chip to sustain clock speeds that were previously reserved for the bulky, fan-heavy towers of the past. If you're sitting there with a credit card in hand, ready to pull the trigger on an M4 model or even a current-gen Mac Studio, you need to stop and breathe. We are witnessing a generational shift that happens once a decade. Welcome back to my channel Tech Rivet for exclusive insights into the future of tech. Subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon for more tech updates. The architecture behind the M5 is rumored to be built on TSMC's refined N3P process, a 3-nanometer marvel that allows for a transistor density that defies conventional physics. But the real story isn't just about the size of the transistors. It's about how they are being used. Leaks suggest that the M5 will introduce what insiders are calling fusion architecture, a dual-die system that essentially fuses two processing units into one seamless SoC with zero-latency communication. This isn't just marketing fluff. For the end user, this means that tasks like 8K video rendering, training local large language models, and real-time 3D ray tracing will happen with a fluidity that makes the current M4 look like a relic from a bygone era. What makes the 2026 Mac Mini particularly dangerous for Apple's competitors is the rumored jump in base specifications. For years, the base model trap was a real concern, with limited RAM and slow SSD speeds forcing users to spend hundreds more just to get a functional machine. However, 2026 is the year Apple finally kills the 256 GB storage tier for good. The leaks point toward a 512 GB base storage and a staggering 16 GB or even 24 GB of unified memory as the new floor. This shift is driven by the sheer demands of Apple Intelligence, the company's suite of AI features that require massive amounts of high-speed memory to run locally. If the rumors of a matte white redesign are true, we're looking at a machine that doesn't just perform like a futuristic workstation, but looks like one too. The aesthetic shift away from the classic silver aluminum toward a more modern, ceramic-like finish suggests that Apple wants this to be a statement piece on your desk. Connectivity is another area where the M5 Mac Mini is set to embarrass the competition. We are looking at the debut of Thunderbolt 5 on the Pro variant of the Mini, offering up to 120 gigabits per second of bandwidth. Think about that for a second. You could essentially run external NVMe drives at speeds that are indistinguishable from internal storage, effectively making the upgrade your storage at checkout tax a thing of the past for savvy users. Combine that with Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 6.0, and you have a machine that is prepared for a wireless world that hasn't even fully arrived yet. But why now? Why is Apple pushing the envelope so hard on their most affordable desktop? The answer lies in the shifting landscape of professional work. With more creators, developers, and researchers working from home, the demand for a quiet powerhouse has skyrocketed. The M5's new super-core architecture is designed to handle bursty workloads, those intense moments when you hit export or compile, without ever kicking the fans into high gear. This silent performance is the ultimate luxury in a modern workspace. The GPU performance is where the most aggressive rumors lie, with some benchmarks suggesting a 45% leap over the M4. This isn't just about gaming. It's about the democratization of professional-grade tools. If a $699 box can outrender a $3,000 PC from 2024, the entire industry has to pivot. We are also hearing about a dead iCAT neural accelerator tucked inside each GPU core, a move that would make the Mac Mini the most powerful AI processing node in its price bracket. This is crucial because in 2026, your computer's value isn't just measured by how fast it can browse the web, but by how effectively it can act as a local hub for your digital life, processing private data without ever sending it to the cloud. As we approach the rumored June 2026 launch at WWDC, the tension is palpable. Every supply chain report from Asia confirms that production is ramping up for a mid-year release. The Pro version of the Mac Mini is expected to feature a 12-core CPU and an 18-core GPU, blurring the lines so significantly with the Mac Studio that many are wondering if the Studio will even have a place in the lineup for long. This is the Mac Studio killer we've been hearing about. For the average user, the base M5 will be more than enough, but for the power user, the M5 Pro Mac Mini represents the most efficient use of a tech budget in Apple's history. It's a rare moment where waiting actually pays off in a massive way. Buying a Mac in early 2026 feels like buying a high-end film camera right before digital took over. It's still a great tool, but you're missing out on the revolution. The M5 is that revolution. It is the culmination of everything Apple has learned since they first announced the transition to their own silicon. It's faster, cooler, and smarter. It represents a future where the physical size of your computer no longer dictates the size of your ambitions.